Randy Orton could be headed for tons of exciting directions following his WWE return. So we'll see what could be happening there. We'll also check out what's going on with Nakamura, Bobby Lashley, and more. Starting things off with another update for Nakamura's storyline. The Nakamura situation has been something we've been monitoring lately because it has that mystery opponent element to it. And that's of course very intriguing in any given storyline. And the last few weeks of Raw have been full of promos featuring Nakamura directly addressing a certain someone in the WWE locker room that he's been very frustrated with and wants to face in the ring already. Only missing part of this story is that absolutely no one knows who Nakamura is addressing in these nameless rants he's been going on. He's been extremely angry with this person, wants them to come out of hiding and stop wasting his time, but he never says the name of who it is that he's after. And there's not even any small clues to point us in a direction of who it may or may not be that he's after. Well, Fightful reports that even backstage individuals and talent have no idea what's planned for Nakamura's story and who the mystery opponent actually is. No one has a single clue on who it is, from fans to the talent itself. Just everyone's in the dark. So there's not really much to talk about and discuss here until some big progress has been made within the story. The only big superstar that's returning right now is Randy Orton. So could Randy truly be the one that Nakamura has been talking to this entire time? It looks like we may get the answer to that question on the Raw after Survivor Series. And speaking of Randy Orton, he's about to make his long-awaited return after 500 plus days away from the ring. The matter in how the Randy Orton return reveal was handled is getting a bit of mixed reactions from fans. There's some fans wondering why Randy Orton's return just wasn't kept as a last-second secret until the actual night of Survivor Series itself. And according to reports, there's a very specific reason why WWE couldn't do that this time around. Reports claim that with Survivor Series being in Chicago, and with CM Punk return rumors hovering over the event for months now, they just didn't want to have a mystery angle reveal at the event and have fans get disappointed when it wasn't CM Punk. So reports claim that their fix to that dilemma was to announce Randy Orton's return at Survivor Series days in advance, so that fans could adjust their expectations and be well aware that CM Punk is not taking that last spot at War Games. Other fans wondered why Randy Orton couldn't just make a surprise appearance on the November 20th edition of Raw to announce his return. And that's true. That's a good point. It could have been handled in the same way that Becky Lynch's War Games edition was handled, just a few nights prior at Smackdown. Charlotte Flair, Bianca Belair, and Shotzi needed one more for their War Games team. They made the call to Becky, and Becky made a surprise appearance at the end of the show to make the save. Things were going in a similar direction for Cody Rhodes' team. They needed one more. They made the call to the old friend, but the only difference was that the newly added individual didn't show up at the end of the night like Becky Lynch did. Cody Rhodes just announced Randy's acceptance without Randy even being there, so it was a bit of a deflating way to confirm it. The roof definitely would have been blown off the arena if Randy Orton's music played. He made the save and made the reveal himself that he'll be at War Games. That definitely would have been a bit more exciting to see, but it looks like they wanted to save that first pop back for Survivor Series itself. And long before Matt Riddle's release, everyone expected Randy Orton to return and play some sort of role there in either a reunion or feud with Riddle. But with Riddle now being gone from WWE, that appears to clear the way into reverting back into a single star. And there's a lot of intriguing directions for Randy Orton as he's out of a tag team and back on his own again for the first time since April 2021. Like we just spoke about, Nakamura has been speaking to a mysterious opponent that no one has any clue about. So it's definitely possible for them to make that reveal turn out to be Randy Orton and have him feud with Nakamura as his first feud back. Then the other option is for Randy Orton to do something with Jey Uso. They teased on the November 20th edition of Raw that Jey Uso is a bit fearful of how Randy Orton would react to him in current day due to the events of May 2022. So a feud with Randy Orton and Jey Uso would be possible there. And the last big potential direction for Randy Orton is of course for him to go after the WWE World titles. Roman Reigns played a big role in Randy Orton missing all this time, so it'll only be right for Randy to eventually come for Roman. But Randy wouldn't even have to go that far. He could definitely pick a fight with Seth Rollins for the World Heavyweight title. And that could be a great feud because Randy and Seth go way back with each other. They've been partners during their time in the Authority faction, and they've been opponents as well. So that could be a great feud for them to revisit here. But Randy Orton's return will be an absolutely electric addition to the Raw brand, and hopefully he gets himself into something exciting right after his return. Bobby Lashley and the Street Profits are continuing to make their waves on Smackdown. The Street Profits have climbed all the way back to being the #1 contenders for the undisputed WWE Tag Team titles, and it's very clear that Bobby Lashley doesn't have much tolerance for failure and coming up short. So the pressure will be on the Street Profits to try and win those undisputed Tag Team titles and bring them back to the faction. But a lot of other things are happening for the group, both on-screen and apparently off-screen as well. A recent edition of Smackdown featured Bobby Lashley and B Fab watching the Street Profits' victory from backstage. We saw them having a great time and watching the match for a few seconds before the camera cut away. So we're going on nearly a month of B Fab showing interest in the group, and several weeks of Bobby Lashley showing interest in joining them as well. But reports claim that there's another name that could be joining Bobby Lashley and the Street Profits soon, and that's Odyssey Jones. Despite being a part of the recent WWE draft, Jones has yet to make his official main roster debut. Originally, he was rumored to join Bobby Lashley for a while over the summer, but those rumors really died down as time went on. But apparently those plans could be back on, as the latest reports claim that Odyssey Jones is once again set to allegedly join Bobby Lashley's faction in the coming future. So it's an exciting time for Bobby Lashley's faction, and just WWE factions in general. The Judgment Day is bringing in new members, Damage Control is bringing in new members, just all these big things happening for all the top factions right now in WWE. And it appears that Bobby Lashley's faction will also have his faction towards the top of WWE if he does pick up these additions to the group that are rumored to be joining him in the near future. But what are your thoughts on today's stories? Leave your comments below. Don't forget to subscribe with all notifications on, and leave a like if you enjoyed. Thanks for watching, guys.